Stephen Covey wrote a runaway bestseller titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This book has sold over 10 million copies worldwide. That's 10 million. That's a lot of books. In the book, Covey lays out 7 proven principles for success. I have 2 specific goals for the next few minutes. My first goal is to give you an understanding of all 7 of the principles, and my second goal is for you to remember all 7 of Stephen Covey's principles of success in order, forever. How's that for a challenge? Let's get started. I want to go through each of the 7 now and tell you what I personally learned from them. Number 1, be proactive. That's self-explanatory, and it means you're taking the initiative in your life. Number 2, begin with the end in mind. Focus on the big picture end game. What do you want to accomplish? One suggestion is to imagine yourself sitting in the back of the room at your funeral and listening to what people could honestly say about you. Do you like what you hear? If not, go out and change your life. Number 3, do first things first. This means focus on your most important priorities, your top priorities. Number 4, think win-win. In personal, business, or other relationships, make both parties winners. Don't think win-lose. If they lose, in the long run, you'll end up losing too. Number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Communication is a two-way street. To develop win-win relationships, find out what the other parties want first, and then communicate what you want second. Number 6, synergize. Synergizing means working in a way where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and each of them complements and strengthens the other. Number 7, sharpen the saw. There's an old story about a man who's just sitting, sawing a log. He's going along. The work is going slowly and the man's exhausted. The more he saws, the less he cuts. Somebody sees this and suggests that the man take a break to sharpen the saw. But the man says he can't stop to sharpen the saw because he's just too busy sawing. Highly effective people take the time they need to sharpen their tools, which are, for most of us, our bodies, our souls, our minds, and our hearts. Now it's time to have some fun. We're going to be using mnemonics to remember this information. Mnemonics are simply memory techniques, and the one we're using today is the use of pictures in your mind to remember information. To begin with, I'm going to ask everybody to remember a silly little story. When I tell the story, try to create clear pictures in your head to remember it. You'll see it's going to work. Our first picture in the story is a big professional football player, or simply a pro. Imagine the football player is running to the goal line, and before he starts running, he has a picture of the end zone or the goal post in his head. So he's got a picture of the end zone in his head. Next to the goal post in the end zone is a huge first place blue ribbon. Standing on the blue ribbon are 2 men. They're literally clasping hands in a victory sign. Now, here's where the story gets a little weird. In the stands, watching the game and seeking to understand what's going on is Sherlock Holmes. He's complaining to the attendant because he's seating in a section full of Energizer bunnies who just won't sit down. No surprise there. And right in front of this seat is a huge Energizer bunny with a saw, one of those saws, and a giant pencil sharpener. Congratulations. You've just learned the 7 habits of highly effective people. You don't believe me? Let's go through them. Let's go back to the first picture. The first picture is a pro football player. Habit number 1 is be proactive. The second picture is the end zone. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. The third picture, next to the goal post, is this first place ribbon. Habit number 3, put first things first. The fourth picture, standing on the ribbon, are 2 men, remember, clasping hands. Habit number 4 is think win-win. The fifth picture is Sherlock Holmes seeking to understand the game. Habit number 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. The sixth picture, we've got the Energizer bunnies Instead of energize, we synergize. In the middle of the bunnies is one big bunny sharpening the saw. Habit number 7, if you remember, sharpen the saw. Congratulations. You've just learned the 7 habits of highly effective people. Thanks for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and visit selfgrowth.com.